Welcome to the beautiful Upper Peninsula of Michigan for a winter snow test. I'm gonna give you a glimpse into the future of heavy-duty pickup trucks with this, a prototype vehicle from Magna. They've been working on this for several years, and they created this demonstration prototype, which is a GMC Sierra AT4 with their electric rear axle, E-beam, electric motor in the front, four-wheel drive, all-wheel drive capability. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how it compares to a regular GMC Sierra gasoline truck here on the snowy track, and also show you a drag race, so you'll be able to see exactly how the two trucks perform. So let's go and check out the gas truck first, and then I'm going to show you this electrified intelligence truck. But before I show you how the new electrified truck drives, I'm going to show you this, the new GMC Sierra Denali. It has a 6.6 liter gasoline V8 engine and of course a 6-speed automatic transmission. It has a four-wheel drive system. By the way, the transfer case, the all-wheel drive 4-high, 4-low transfer case in this truck that you can buy right now, that came out a couple years ago, is also made by Magna. And I'm going to show you how it drives here in the snow in beautiful Upper Peninsula of Michigan. And then I'm gonna jump into that electrified one, and hopefully you'll be able to see exactly how they compare. So let's start off right here, right now. I'm gonna show you around this truck. It's a crew cab, 2500. Here of course you can see it's a 6.6 liter. And the wheels and tires are identical on the two trucks, the electrified truck and this gas-powered traditional pickup truck. The engineers tell me here at Magna that really their electrified system, both for the rear axle and the front electric motor, weighs just a tad more than a typical axle setup would be. But of course you're removing the engine and you're adding batteries. Here you can see, hopefully you could hear this right there, the gasoline engine idling. And let me show you underneath the hood just really quick. This engine is rated at 401 horsepower and 464 pound-feet of torque. It's very traditional, typical. It's made it to a 6-speed automatic transmission like I told you about. This is the truck you can buy now. Here's a closer look at the tires. Hankook, Dyna Pro, MT2. They're pretty, the lugs are pretty significant and kind of minor sipes, and the tires are going to be identical on both trucks. This also has Rancho shocks, as you can see over here. Let's let it rip. So what I'm trying to do right now is get a feeling for the traditional truck. I haven't driven this one in about a year maybe, and it of course has a traditional frame. It's a standard heavy-duty truck. It's got, like I was saying, traditional engine, transmission, and transfer case system, which is also auto. It has an auto feature, which is a very unique feature for a heavy-duty truck. Woo, nice. And this truck gets happy. Yeah, and you can kind of tell when the transmission is shifting. You can kind of hear the engine. It's giving you some feedback there as well, and it's actually pretty easy to drift a 7,000 pound, or okay, 6,500 pound truck. Sweet. All right, let me get into the electrified one and see how that compares. As you can see, this Magna prototype vehicle looks fairly normal. And like I told you before, the wheels and tires are identical. These are also Dyna Pro MT2s right here with the same knobbies. And actually, they've been pretty worn because I think somebody's been doing lots of launches in this truck. And I'm going to show you a little bit better view of the shock and suspension system. It's a crew cab, standard bed. And let me show you the star of the show right here down below. Yeah, that's not a regular differential. That's an E-beam, and you can see Rancho shocks. So the suspension components and attachments are actually standard. And it has a steel axle tube connecting to this aluminum housing. And you have an electric motor and gear set and a locker in there. And also the inverter hidden somewhere and a prototype battery that's actually giving power to this vehicle. So let's take a look under the hood of this beast. Okie dokie. Here it is. Yeah, this does not look like a regular engine. And you can see there's a lot of space in here. And that's partially because the electric motor is sitting way down there. It also has a standard suspension. This is a torsion beam independent front suspension on GM trucks. And you have some of the controllers and other systems. Also cooling. Cooling is very important. And Magna says that they designed this vehicle, or at least this concept of electrifying both the front and the rear axles with payload and towing in mind. So this truck has similar payload capability of about 3,000 to 3,500 pounds of payload and about 14,500 pounds of towing capability. So the idea is to maintain the frame, the suspension, just electrify the driveline, and maintain the same payload and towing capabilities. Now, what's Magna is showcasing here is their driveline units, the E-beam axle in the back, the EDS electric motor in the front, their inverters, gear sets, controllers, housings, all that stuff. They're not a manufacturer of batteries. In fact, they actually produce and will be producing more battery enclosures for many different manufacturers, including General Motors. And we're talking about vehicles like the GMC Hummer and some others, electrified trucks that are coming. But the energy storage in those vehicles currently does not compare to gasoline powered trucks. So an electrified heavy duty truck is not for everybody. That is for sure, because the prototype you just saw has approximately 85 kilowatt hours on board, and they're talking about up to 180 kilowatt hours in a more production ready prototype heavy duty pickup truck, class 2B or class 3, like a 1-ton would be. So yes, 300 miles of range, maybe 350 miles of range is possible. But of course that will go down with heavy loads, heavy trailers that these heavy duty pickups are designed to tow. So this is not going to be for everybody. It may be good for some local city deliveries, etc., etc. But I think diesel and gasoline heavy duty trucks will survive much longer into the future. It's not for everybody, but this is a glimpse into the future of heavy duty trucks, what's possible, what's coming down the line within several years from now, so you get a better idea what options are available. And I think it's cool that the chassis doesn't change, the suspension doesn't change, and capability doesn't change really, because payload and towing remain. Maybe for shorter distances on an electrified truck, but those things remain true, and also the cabin is the same. Okay, so the steering wheel and the driver position feel the same. But then there's some changes. There's a rotary dial. Can you show this? So it goes from, of course, park to reverse to neutral to drive. And this prototype is designed with a parking brake feature. So when you're not using it, when you're parked, the parking brake is enabled. And now I'm in drive and I can actually set off. And I also have a monitor here. Lee, what does this do?
So that's just giving you different features to demonstrate, all-wheel drive mode, we have an axle locker, there's different handling modes, change the balance, etc.
So right now, basically the traction control and stability are disabled, correct?
Yeah, so the vehicle does not have any stability control. The traction control is 100% our drive's regulating speed to make the vehicle do what you want it to do.
Okay, so I didn't actually select two-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. It's kind of all-wheel drive mode right now.
It's in all-wheel drive, but what we're doing is we're over-speeding the rear axle to help the car to rotate. And as you counter steer, we're then shifting torque forward and over-speeding the front axle to mitigate it.
Okay.
So you're in the more fun mode, so basically it's looking for you to deliberately counter steer before shutting things down.
So the gasoline truck, like I told you, had 401 horsepower maximum from that gasoline V8. This is on the order of like 540, 580 peak power if you convert it to horsepower. So now rear-wheel drive.
Now rear-wheel drive, yeah. And
So let me show this gauge too. You have different gauges up here too. So you got power, level, also regen.
Yep.
You've got front-wheel drive, all-wheel drive. So if you switch, in theory, it'll kind of tell you like 50-50 split and where the power is going.
Exactly.
And then, what is this?
That's motor temperature.
Motor temp.
Battery temp, and then state of charge, the battery.
Okay, and it's about what, 35 degrees, 30 degrees right now. So ambient, temperature. So it's not super cold, it's not hot.
So you can see in a rear-wheel drive, like it's pretty planted.
Yeah.
You have to be
So a lot of control. Yeah. I can tell that.
Yeah. And I turn the feature off.
Oh, there it goes. Whee!
We're looking at, is the car starting to oversteer?
Yeah.
Instance it starts to oversteer in the conservative mode, right there we're pulling, we're pulling allowable speed out of the drive.
I gotcha. And Magna is saying that in all-wheel drive mode on pavement, this 7,000-pound truck is capable of 4.6 seconds 0 to 60. So let's go to the drag race and see exactly how it compares. Here we go. We're finishing up with the drag race. The white truck once again is gas V8. The black truck is the new Intelligent Force e-beam electric. Let's see how they take off and who crosses the finish line first. 4.6 seconds 0 to 60. It's great for any vehicle, let alone a truck that weighs about 7,000 pounds. You saw that launch. It was over from the beginning. Well, there you have it, guys. A drag race to cap it off. Go back to tfltruck.com, tfl-studios.com, and of course check out our also diesel power. And check out TFL EV channel for in-depth electric vehicle coverage. And of course tfloffroad.com, tfltruck.com, where I hang out regularly. Thank you very much. I'll see you on the next one.